Hey Barney's guitarists, here's some simple voicings for Jerusalem. Take your D chord that you learnt first guitar lesson ever, and that'll start us off in D, and you can just move that around on the top three strings up to G, 7th and 8th frets with the root note again on the B string, back to the D, A is at the root note on the 10th fret, B string, and that gets you around most of those in the first half of the verse. Now when you get to the second half from about bar 10, exactly bar 10, you can do the same sort of thing. So it'll be G, B minor, A. Obviously you have to change from B minor, from B to B minor. So there. Then it goes G, D, up to A there. Now that jump is pretty big. If you don't want to jump quite so far, I think it could sound a little better to just go from the G, bar 12, to a D at the second half of bar 12, which can be that shape of a D, top three notes of a D bar chord, or that D, top three notes of that D bar chord. So the D is on the E string, so identifying where that is on the instrument is probably easier than this one where the root note is on the G string. But either of those will work fine. G, D, A, or G, D, A. That D is quite close to the B minor that you'll play the kind of second time that progression happens as it goes through into bar 13, 14, 15. So maybe that's just those two different, that's easier to go together with that. When you get to the instrumental section, I think that the note on top of the D chord at bar 18 is the F sharp. Then that's over the G on the G chord, that shape like you were doing up there at the D, that shape there. Back to a D, and then an A will work with that, so it might be D with the F sharp on top, G with the G on top, D with the F sharp on top, A with the A on top. Or you could just play the single note. When you're doing that on bar 23, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, when there's an extra A, you may want to jump up for that extra bar of A at bar 27. So you could play D, G, D, A, and then for the last bar of A you could jump up to that, and then resolve as it does in the last bar 28 to D again, might be that D. So from bar 23 the second time might be D, G, D, when you get all the other stuff is similar things. When you get to the build at bar 36, I'd play a big D down here. That's even using the A underneath the D to add thickness. Another way to add a little bit to that is the first bar, to play it like that. Three notes, D, A and D, and then the second bar you can add another A on top with the high E string and the A underneath, so it's, then you go maybe a big G. G power chord, open chord, fifth chord. The other option there, when it's big as it gets, from say 38 through, you can play the 3-note power chord version that on the D. What's that? The D, G, and B strings. So G, that's at the 5th fret, 7th and 8th for the G. B minor, up to the 9th, 11th, and 12th, and then A, back 2 frets, starting on the 7th fret, A string. Sorry, that was G. G, D, A. It's the big old A chord. G. D, A, B minor, G, A, D. Those should give you the options that you need to get around that tune. Thanks for your hard work, guys.